My name is Efren Salazar with the Wake Up X Solutions podcasting, and today we have Michael. Michael, can you tell me a little bit more about your product today?
Yeah, so we're doing identity access management solutions for the cloud, on-prem, human, non-human identities, AI agents. We have products that help you figure out what identities are in your system, chart the access of who has access to what. This human user is tied to this service account that has these permissions that are carrying this level of risk. We give you tools to kind of least privilege those identities, surface risky access in your system, get standing and privilege out of your system. And then we also provide you workflows to give users zero standing privilege to replace that access. So instead of giving a developer long-lived access to production, you're saying, I want access to a particular role in a particular cloud for this period of time, for this reason, making sure things are a lot safer, buttoned up.
Question about this one. I know people are asking about the cloud. Can you integrate it to the cloud? Is there something that can be implemented in the cloud?
Yeah, so we work with all the major clouds. Our design philosophy is we want to work as much with the underlying identity permission model of each cloud as possible. So what I mean by that is that we have no bastions in between. We have no messy translations between all the clouds into some uniform language. We have for AWS, we're giving users access to permission sets. For Google Cloud, we're giving people access to roles. For Postgres, we're letting people have access to run a particular query and give them a particular role in the database. Everything is, like I said, using the language of the, each cloud, so we could say, keep the access as clean and fine-grained as possible.
Okay, sounds good. And now, just more of a personal question here. What do you think about the RSA today? How do you think about the event so far?
So this is my first one. It's way more of a carnival, casino environment. I'm a little overstimulated. I'm full of coffee from stopping at all the different booths with baristas. Saw a cool magic show earlier. It's been a lot of fun, man. It's hard to focus on work, always getting drawn into all the different spectacles going on.
So it is true, with security analysts drink a little coffee then, huh?
Oh yeah, man, definitely. I'm alert right now. In the moment, and happy to be here.
What cool events have you seen here, or what kind of shows, or any cool booths?
Yeah, so I've seen the magic show I saw was amazing. This guy was, he had a crowd of 30 people around him, locked in, and just talking to people, meet really interesting people, building stuff you never thought of. Everyone's very friendly, it's a good social environment. I'm a developer, so I'm usually in my, my cave on the screen, coding most of the time, so it's nice to get out, talk to people. It's been a blast.
Awesome. Now that you're talking about coding, man, question about this one. I know a lot of people that are software developers are coding. They're a little bit worried about AI. They're a little bit worried about cybersecurity. What do you think about this? Do you see a trend moving forward on this one or anything like that?
I think it's here to stay in some way. I use AI every day, in some form for work. I think most of our company does. At the same time, it's hard to know. I'm here, I'm looking around every booth. I see a dozen signs claiming AI right now. These people don't have AI in the product. They're just saying stuff. Definitely, it's the wave of the future. We're solving for AI here. You want to give your AI agents access to production. We're a good fit for you. So definitely think people are going to be using it. Not a lot secure in what they have access to right now. Yeah, new challenges for us. A lot of new exciting tools as well.
What do you think about the perspective of AI in the future? You think it's going to improve a lot of things, a lot of workflows, or is it going to be challenging for roles?
It might be challenging for jobs, because I think it is super powerful. I wouldn't go back to not using the tools that I use. I feel like it makes me way more productive. Hard to say, where it's going to shake out from here. I'm hoping more it just makes everyone twice as productive versus it makes half as many jobs, but hard to say.
And how do you use AI?
How do I use AI? I use Claude Cursor, a lot of prompting. We have, AI reviewing tools, that we run most of our PRs through. We're using AI to help generate docs, proofread stuff, on the content side. Found it extremely useful on, all these different fronts.
Awesome. And from your perspective, what AI platform will you use? I know you mentioned Claude right now.
Yeah.
Do you recommend that one?
I recommend that one, yeah. I've had pretty good results with Cursor as well. Definitely especially for debugging, giving it small tasks, and just kind of spitballing stuff when you're designing a system, making sure that just having someone to chat with, co-ride with you, I found it to be extremely useful.
And anybody that's trying to get into cyber, anybody who's trying to get into maybe programming, do you have any suggestions, any advice for anybody?
Keep trying. It gets tougher every day from what you hear. The job market, especially entry level. I think building projects, always a good thing. Just getting yourself out there, coming to events like this, talking to people, going to networking events in your town. Human connection isn't going away with AI. And yeah, man, building your profile, getting people to see you on LinkedIn, showing that you have the technical chops, that's all you can do.
And any audiobooks, anything that you want to recommend to people?
The Wake Up podcast, man, absolutely.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Last question, pretty much. How'd you heard about me, man?
How'd I heard about you? Yeah, definitely down to talk to you. I'm going to be a Wake Up listener here going forward. Yeah.
And we need to get you in the second session, man, a Zoom session.
Absolutely. Get a second session. Yeah, give me a full-length episode. I'll come prepared, full of coffee again, ready to go.
Awesome. So what type of things are they presenting in the background? I know there's a
So presenting in the background, so we're doing a crawl of our app. We're showing our different, here is our history page where you can see like the history of all the production access requests in your system. This is something that we use for audits. We supply this as evidence of our auditors of here's all the access in our system. Here's our rules page where you want to configure who can have access to what. We don't just let anyone request access to anything. We get very fine-grained with who can have access to production, who can have access to which cloud accounts, which resources. You'll be able to do a lot with that. We're also showing here the different ways to request access through Slack, MS Teams, WebEx, CLI, whatever chat ops you're using, trying to meet developers where they are. That's a big design philosophy for us. You don't want another tool to go to, another sort of point of friction in the workflow, right? You just want it to be like whatever people are using day to day, that's where they're requesting access. Make it easy, no more than a minute to get secure access to whatever you need to do. You can have security tooling, you can have compliance requirements, but if it's a pain to use, people won't use it. You got to make it easy, you got to make it something that people feel comfortable using. So that's a big thing for us too. So yeah, trying to streamline workflows, make it easy for people to give least privilege, zero standing privilege access in their systems.
And how do you deploy this?
How do we deploy this? So mostly we are deploying what we call a connector, which is like a stateless, piece of code that's running in a user's cloud. Generally our backend has connections to it through some kind of a workload identity, and then that connector has the ability to grant and revoke access in the cloud. So I talked earlier about giving someone a permission set in AWS. That's basically you're giving us some code that runs in your environment, so it's still secure if we get hacked, that has permission to grant permission sets, remove permission sets, read the resources in your system, grant access to individual resources. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate everything. Anything else you want to mention? Something for you? Where can people find you?
LinkedIn, Michael Demetrius. You can find me on the P0 Security website, like and repost in their posts. Yeah, that's the best place to find me.
I will tag you on this video too, so when we're done, we'll have it on LinkedIn, Spotify, and Apple Music as well. And what is the company?
Yes, so we are P0 Security. 0.dev is our website. Lots of great articles there about what we do, what we're building for AI, non-human users. Yeah.
And one more thing, I know that you guys recently partner up with the company.
We recently partnered with Zscaler. I know that one. That was the recent one. Splunk's another big partner. We're working with a lot of major established companies. I feel like it shows a lot of trust in what we're building. That we're able to be secure for some of the biggest companies in the world.
Thank you. I appreciate everything.